Where was Jungkook? Taehyung's powerful gym video with Kim Jong-kook raises eyebrows among ARMY. Is this the start of a silent war? Is this a coincidence, a calculated move, or something darker boiling under the surface of BTS? Why did Kim Taehyung, also known as V, choose now, after weeks of silence, whispers of emotional distance, and fans dissecting every gesture, to appear in full strength with Korea's most iconic symbol of masculine power, Kim Jong-kook? And more crucially, why was Jungkook nowhere to be found? The video dropped without warning, like a lightning bolt through ARMY's calm sky. Taehyung, shirt tight across his chest, veins popping, sweat glistening, standing side by side with Kim Jong-kook in a gym so elite it felt like a battlefield. But what looked like a simple collaboration became a question, a challenge, even. A moment that sent ARMY into overdrive. Because while Taehyung stood lifting weights, silently exuding raw power and unspoken emotion, one name echoed in the shadows of the comment sections, in the silence between beats. Where was Jungkook? Fans weren't just watching a gym session. They were decoding, rewinding, zooming in on every frame. Why the cold intensity in Taehyung's eyes? Why the deliberate focus on strength, on solitude, on silence? Why now, just days after his birthday video where Jungkook, for the first time in years, didn't say a word, the contrast couldn't be more jarring. Taehyung, vulnerable and crying in one clip, powerful and intimidating in the next. A man who seemed shattered on his birthday was suddenly the embodiment of control. It was almost as if this gym video was his answer to the silence. His way of saying, "You ignored me? Then watch me rise alone." And let's talk about that silence. Jungkook, the golden magne, the one who used to echo Taehyung's every move like a twin star, has been noticeably distant. No post. No interaction. Not even a birthday wish in the form of a like or story repost. ARMY noticed. ARMY never misses a beat. And when Taehyung's gym video went live, the first thing fans asked wasn't about his form, his technique, or even Kim Jong-kook. It was this: where was Jungkook? Some are calling it a power play. A silent message. A new chapter where Taehyung is no longer asking for attention, but demanding it. Partnering with Kim Jong-kook isn't just about fitness. It's about aligning with an icon of Korean masculinity. Kim Jong-kook is known for discipline, independence, and strength. Is that what Taehyung wants to embody now? Is this what heartbreak looks like when it transforms into resolve? Because let's not forget the timeline. The birthday surprise, which turned bittersweet. The fans cheering, the balloons floating, the lights glowing. Yet Taehyung stood there, eyes wet, expression unreadable. And Jungkook? Not even in the frame. Not even a whisper. The man who once ran to hug him at award shows didn't even walk across the room. And now this. A gym session that feels more like a statement than a workout. Some fans believe this is Taehyung's way of coping, of processing the quiet collapse of a bond we all thought was unbreakable. Others think it's a new beginning, one where he's finally stepping into his own power, unshackled by the expectations of being part of a duo. But why now? Why choose the most emotionally charged week to show this version of himself? There are whispers, screenshots of Taehyung liking gym videos, fan posts about his training journey, vague captions about strength and transformation. Even his recent fashion choices, tight-fitted tops, aggressive haircuts, and that piercing gaze, are painting a picture. He's becoming someone new, someone sharper, stronger, louder without ever speaking. Meanwhile, Jungkook's online presence has dwindled into near silence. The man who once shared his meals, his workouts, his dreams, now a ghost in the digital space. No mention of Taehyung.
No denial. No comfort.
Just absence. And ARMY is split. Some believe this is all a misunderstanding, a misread of timelines and moods. Others are convinced this is the fallout we never expected to see. A fracture that's been building slowly, quietly, under the surface. Because when Taehyung cries and Jungkook walks away, that's not just a scene. It's a moment that sticks. When Taehyung trains with Kim Jong-kook instead of his longtime teammate, that's not just collaboration, it's a shift in alignment. And that brings us back to the core question that won't go away. Where was Jungkook? not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, in the friendship, in the bond that once made fans believe in soulmates. Because if there was a moment to show up, to speak, to stand beside someone, it was then. And he didn't. Now, with over 10 million views and counting, Taehyung's gym video isn't just viral. It's viral with context, viral with tension, viral with questions no one is brave enough to answer. But everyone is asking. The video lingers in your mind because it's not about exercise. It's about heartbreak, about strength born from isolation, about sending a message without a single word. Kim Jongkook smiles, nods, lifts with him, but it's Taehyung's eyes that haunt the screen. Determined, defiant, dangerous. What does this mean for BTS? What does this mean for 2026? Is this a phase of personal growth or the beginning of a permanent divide? When a bond like Taehyung and Jungkook's goes cold, ARMY feels the frostbite. And they're not staying quiet. Twitter trends explode. TikToks dissect every moment. Fans are theorizing, analyzing, mourning. Because it's not just a gym video. It's a symbol, a signal, a story we're watching unfold in real time, and no one knows how it ends. But one thing is clear. Taehyung isn't waiting for anyone anymore, not even Jungkook. And Jungkook? He's left us with nothing but silence, a silence that grows louder with every beat of that gym track, every click of a dumbbell, every look Taehyung throws at the camera. So we ask again, louder this time, where was Jungkook? And maybe, just maybe, we're not ready for the answer. What was Taehyung really saying at that gym? And was it meant for Jungkook alone? The lights in the gym were harsh. The steel glinted under the weight of discipline. The silence was only broken by the sound of weights clanking, sweat hitting the floor, and breathing, controlled, focused, determined. But what echoed far beyond those four walls was something far less physical. A message, a pulse, a scream masked as silence. Why did Taehyung choose Kim Jongkook now, of all people? Because Kim Jongkook is not just a bodybuilder or a television personality. In South Korea, he is an archetype. He is strength incarnate, a man who speaks less and shows more, a mentor figure revered by those who want to project raw energy, masculinity, and resilience. Taehyung knew exactly what he was doing. This wasn't just a casual workout. This was a transformation, performed under the brightest, most symbolic spotlight he could find. And still, Jungkook didn't flinch. He didn't post.
He didn't comment.
He didn't so much as blink publicly. This is the same Jungkook who, not long ago, would sing Taehyung's praises to the world, who once called him his soulmate, who cried when Taehyung was sick, who used to make goofy videos, who hugged him in hotel rooms, who cheered his every move. Where did that man go? Fans began to notice something even more chilling. The gym where Taehyung trained looked eerily similar to one Jungkook used during a live stream in the past. The same benches, the same angle of light. Was this a coincidence? Or was Taehyung reclaiming something that used to be theirs? Because it's not just about Jungkook's absence. It's about the void it left behind. When someone close to you disappears, not in body, but in spirit, the absence screams louder than words ever could. And in Taehyung's video, you can almost hear that scream under the music, under the weights, under the smiles. It's the silence that hurts the most. Fans have taken to social media in waves. One tweet, now viral, reads, "He trained like this, with this intensity, right after crying at his birthday? Something broke inside him. And Jungkook didn't even say happy birthday." Another, Taehyung showing off his strength isn't about the gym. It's about showing he doesn't need Jungkook to feel whole. But you can see he still wishes he did. And perhaps most heartbreaking of all, this was his loudest cry for attention, and Jungkook didn't hear it. But is it possible Jungkook heard everything and still chose to stay silent? Let's rewind the clock. And the weeks leading up to the birthday incident, there were subtle shifts. Taehyung became more private.
His posts changed.
Fewer selfies, more introspective captions. He began associating more with non-idol friends, often attending private events, solo outings. No Jungkook in sight. And then came the Paris Fashion Week incident, a moment that fans still haven't forgiven or forgotten. Taehyung shone at Celine. He was stunning, powerful, But behind the lens, questions brewed. Why did Jungkook unfollow fashion insiders who posted about Taehyung? Why did he ignore every piece of buzz surrounding his bandmate? When questioned, Big Hit remained silent.
Standard.
But the silence didn't protect anyone. It only fueled speculation.